Myself Dr. Lata Patel. Today I will teach you a topic in an instrumental method of analysis, that is Nephroid turbidometry. It is given in Unit 2. First of all, what is nepherometry and turbidometry? In case of spectroscopy, when any sample absorbed or when any radiation is passes through sample, then some of the radiation get absorbed by the sample, then some of the radiation get transmitted by the sample, and some of the radiations get scattered or reflected. So, as earlier we have seen the UV spectroscopy. In this, absorption radiation by the sample is detected by UV spectrometer. But in case of turbidometry and nephrometry, there is a transmitted light and scattering light is detected. So, in specific manner, we can say that when any sample is detected by the turbidometry, so in turbidometry, it deals with the measurement of transmitted light, and this measurement is occurs at 180 degree. And in case of nepherometry, the scattering is occurred at the different angle. That's why it is a 45 degree, 90 degree, and 135 degree. So in nepherometry, the measurement is occurs about the light scattering by the sample. Means it deals with the scattering of light, and this measurement is occurs at the right angle to beam of light. And in turbidometry, the measurement is occurs at the 180 degree from the beam of light. So it is clear what is the nepherometry and turbidometry. So turbidometry is deals with the measurement of transmitted light, and measurement is occurs at 180 degree from the beam of light. But in case of nepherometry, the scattering of light is occurs in different direction, and it deals with the measurement of scattering light, and its measurement is occurs at right angle to beam of light. Means right angle to beam of light. So now we will see the instrumentation part of the nepherometry and turbidometry. This is the instrumentation, and this is the component. In this we can say that the radiation sources, then there is a filter, this monochromator, then there is a sample holder, then detector, and a readout system device. In this, radiation sources are generally tungsten filament or mercury arc lamp is generally used as a radiation sources. Then monochromator is a different monochromators can be used like the prism or grating. In case of sample holder, there is a difference in the sample holder in case of nepherometry and turbidometry. In case of in both nepherometry and turbidometry, the sample holder is made up of glass or plastic. Sample holder is made up of glass or plastic, but in case of turbidometry, it is rectangular in shape. In case of turbidometry, but in case of nepherometry, the sample holder is semi-octagonal. Semi-octagonal shape means semi-octagonal shape means it is like that, and rectangular means this is the rectangular shape. Means sample holder is different according to the nepherometry and turbidometry. It depends on the scattering of light. So in it is made up of plastic or glass, but in case of turbidometry, rectangular shape of sample holder is used, but in case of nepherometry, semi-octagonal shape of the sample holder is used. Then detector is generally used as a photocell detector, and then there is a readout system. We can see about choice of method. So in this, choice of method is depends on the amount of light scattered by the sample. Choice of method. So in which condition we can use nepherometer and turbidometry. So it is depends on the amount of light scattered by the sample. So for the turbidometry, and fifth factor is molecular weight of particle. Molecular weight of suspended particle. So now we will see the factors affecting scattering. The first factor will be concentration, second factor is the particle size, third factor is the wavelength, fourth factor is the distance of observation, and the fifth factor is the molecular weight of suspended particle. So concentration, so turbulence is directly proportional to the concentrated of sample. Means we have seen that the high concentrated suspension, it is used for the turbidometry, and low concentration if suspension is there, we can use the necrometry. So turbulence is always directly proportional to concentration. It is always directly proportional to concentration. But there is a formula, that is Is equal to Ks into I0 into C. So this is a formula to determine the concentration by the necrometry and turbidometry, where Is is the incident scattering light. Is is the incident scattering light. Where K is the constant used for the suspended particle. I0 is the incident light. And C is concentration. And C is concentration. So this is a formula. We can here we can relate the incident scattering light to incident light, and with the concentration of suspension. So it is always directly proportional to concentration. Second is the particle size. So there are generally small particle, large particle, and larger particle. So in case of small particle, in this the scattering is 1/10. In this the scattering is 1/10 to the wavelength of light. And the scattering is symmetrical, and scattering can be seen as a symmetrical. Like that. So this is a particle, the scattering is a symmetrical. Okay. In case of small particle, the scattering is 1/10 to the wavelength of light. Wavelength light से 1/10 इसका scattering light होगा, and scattering will be a symmetrical in nature. So it can be seen as a like that. It is a symmetrical. In case of large particle, its scattering of light is 1/4 to the wavelength of light. The scattering of light will be a 1/4 to the wavelength of light. In this also the scattering is, in this unsymmetrical scattering is occur. In this unsymmetric scattering also occur, like particle is this. It goes in one direction. So unsymmetrical scattering is occurs. In larger particle, the scattering of light is more than the wavelength of light. So scattering of light is always greater than the wavelength of light, and this scattering is again unsymmetrical in nature. Again unsymmetrical in nature. In this, again the scattering is occurs in a one direction. So this type of scattering is occurs. So this is about the particle size. So particle size will affect the scattering in this way. In the third factor is the wavelength. The shorter there is a greater scattering is occurred, and if there is a longer wavelength, that is shorter scattering is occurred. So it is inversely proportional to the scattering of light. Next is the distance of observation. So scattering is decreases when the distance of observation is increases. Means the distance between light source to detector, when that distance between increases, the scattering is also decreases. Then molecular weight is directly related to the scattering of light. Then these are the factors which affect the scattering of the substances. The next is application. Applications of nephelometry and turbidometry. So as we have seen that, or earlier I have told that this nephelometry and turbidometry is generally used for the detection of suspended particle in a suspension. So it is used for the determination of total protein in biological fluids. For example, urine and CSF. The second application, it is used for the determination of amylase activity. By using the starch as a substrate, it is also used for the determination of lipase activity, in which triglycerides are used as a substrate here. Then it is also used for the determination of immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulins like IgG, IgE, IgA, IgM, etc. Then it is used for the determination of serum albumin or serum individual proteins. For the determination of serum proteins. Then it is also used for the determination of size and shape of particles. So these are some selected applications of nephro and turbidometry. There are so many applications of nephelometry and turbidometry. Determination of total proteins in the biological field, amylase activity determination, lipase activity determination, determination of various immunoglobulins in biological field. Then it is used for the individual serum protein identification like albumins, immunoglobulins, hepatoglobulins.